The signal was weak, broken, almost dead, deep in open space. Far from trade routes and safe systems, a small alien station was falling apart. Its shields were failing. Its power was almost gone. Fires burned inside metal halls where oxygen was thin and fear was thick. The station commander stood still, staring at the control screen. Enemy ships surrounded the system. Escape was impossible. Help was unlikely. Still, there was one last option. Send the SOS. The commander said quietly. The signal was old code, simple words, no demands, just a call for help. It was sent to the Galactic Council first. The Council received it within minutes. They watched the data. They listened to the fear in the signal. Then they turned away. It is too dangerous, one counselor said. Not worth a war, said another. Mark it as lost. The final voice decided. The SOS was ignored, but the signal did not stop. It kept traveling, jumping from relay to relay, growing weaker with every second. Many systems never noticed it. Others blocked it. Then it reached a place the galaxy never thought to ask for help. Earth. Human listening stations caught the signal by accident. Old antennas. Deep-range scanners. A junior operator froze when the translation finished. This is an SOS, he whispered. Within minutes, Human Command knew. They read the message. They saw the fear. They saw the truth. A species was about to die. No speeches were made. No debates were shown to the public. Just one quiet meeting behind closed doors. Humans had a reputation. The galaxy called them Deathworlders. Violent, unstable, too dangerous to trust. The galaxy expected nothing from them. Then a short reply was sent back through the dark. Only 2 words. Signal received. Far away, on the dying station, a light blinked on the console. The commander stared at it, not daring to hope. And across the galaxy, something began to move. The message reached Earth in silence. There were no alarms, no loud voices, only a quiet room filled with people who understood what an SOS really meant. On the main screen, the alien signal repeated again and again, growing weaker with every loop. A human admiral stood at the front of the room. He did not speak at first. He had seen many wars, many losses. This signal felt different. They will not survive without help, an officer said. Everyone already knew. The data showed enemy fleets, heavy weapons, a complete siege. Any normal rescue force would fail. The Galactic Council had ignored it for a reason. Another officer hesitated. If we go, this could start a war. The admiral nodded. Yes. The room stayed silent. Humans remembered the past. The years when they were alone, when no one answered their calls, when Earth had learned to fight without help. Finally, the admiral spoke again. If we ignore the signal, he said calmly, we become the galaxy we hate. No one argued. A single command was given. Not loud, not dramatic. Activate fleet protocol. Deep beneath Earth's surface, sealed doors opened for the first time in years. Hidden docks came alive. Lights turned on across massive hulls that had never been seen by alien eyes. Ships designed for survival, for war, for rescue. Across human space, crews received the same message. Report to stations. No questions. Engines began to warm. Power cores awakened. Silent weapons armed themselves. Far away, alien sensors detected nothing. The galaxy believed Earth was still weak, still divided, still slow. They were wrong. In a dark hangar, the largest human ship powered up. Its name was never shared with outsiders. The admiral watched the fleet status turn green, one by one. He spoke softly, knowing the galaxy was not listening. They asked for help, he said. We're going. And in the black between stars, space itself began to bend. The first jump shook the edge of known space. Alien sensors blinked once, then failed. Readings spiked beyond safe limits. Operators stared at their screens, confused and afraid. That's not possible, one said. No fleet can jump like that. Then the space opened. Human ships arrived without warning. No loud flash. No burning trails. Just silence. And then they were there. One ship became 10. 10 became hundreds. The fleet spread out with perfect control. Each ship held its position, dark and calm, like predators that did not need to rush. Their hulls were smooth and heavy. Their designs were strange. No bright markings. No pride symbols. Only purpose. The alien observers watching from nearby systems felt fear for the first time. This fleet was never reported. An analyst whispered, "It does exist in any record." At the center of the formation stood a massive flagship. It blocked the stars behind it. Its presence bent gravity just enough to make smaller ships drift. Inside the command deck, human officers watched quietly. No cheers, no smiles, just focus. Enemy fleet confirmed. An officer said, ahead of them, the hostile armada waited. The enemy ships were sharp and aggressive. Their weapons were active. Their commanders were confident. They had crushed many worlds before. A message was sent from the enemy flagship. "This system is under our control," it said. "Leave or be destroyed." The human fleet did not reply. Instead, they moved, not forward, not back. They shifted position, slowly, carefully, placing themselves between the enemy and the dying station. It was a clear message. The alien station detected the movement. Emergency lights flickered as new power signals appeared on their screens. The commander stared in disbelief. They're shielding us," he said. Across the galaxy, hidden observers began to understand. The Deathworlders had not come to threaten. They had come to stand their ground, and the galaxy held its breath. For a long moment, nothing happened. Two fleets faced each other in open space. No shots fired. No warnings repeated. Even the stars seemed still. The enemy commanders were confused. Humans were supposed to be loud, angry, fast to attack. These ships were none of those things. "Open fire," an enemy officer demanded. "Wait," the enemy leader said slowly. "Something is wrong." The human fleet remained silent. Their ships did not lock weapons. They did not advance. They simply held position, like a wall that cannot be pushed aside. A final message came from the enemy flagship. "This is your last warning," it said. "Withdraw now." 10 seconds passed. The human flagship powered up. Energy levels rose across the fleet, smooth and controlled. No wild spikes. No unstable readings. Just calm, steady strength. Alien sensors screamed. "This output, it's impossible," an analyst shouted. "They could destroy us all." The Galactic Council watched from far away. Some had begun to regret their choice. Others were frozen in fear. "They won't do it," one counselor said. "They're Deathworlders, but even they wouldn't." The human commander spoke at last. His voice was broadcast on all channels. It was calm, almost gentle. "We are not here to fight you," he said. "We are here to end this." The enemy fleet fired first. Bright beams crossed space. Missiles followed. The galaxy expected chaos. But the human ships did not break. Shields flared once, then held. Human weapons charged. Not fast, not in anger, with purpose. The dying station's crew watched in silence as space filled with light. And in that single moment, the galaxy understood something new. The most dangerous thing in the stars was not rage. It was restraint. The human response came as one. No shouting orders. No wild movements. Just a single, clean command moving across the fleet. Fire. Human weapons did not scream. They did not flash bright colors. Space bent, then snapped back into place. Enemy ships vanished. Not exploded. Not torn apart. Gone. Where a cruiser had been, there was nothing but cold vacuum. Smaller enemy vessels tried to turn away. Engines burned too hard. Too late. In less than a minute, the battle was over. Silence returned to space. The few enemy ships still intact powered down their weapons. Some drifted without control. Others sent broken surrender signals filled with panic. The human fleet did not chase them. Human ships moved forward instead, toward the station. Repair drones launched in waves. Power beams connected gently to broken systems. Life support stabilized. Fires inside the station died out. On the station's bridge, the alien commander collapsed into his chair. "We're alive," he whispered. Sensors confirmed it. Enemy forces gone. Human fleet standing guard. A message came from a human flagship, sent only to the station. You are safe. The words were simple. They carried no pride, no demand. Across nearby systems, watchers replayed the battle again and again. The data made no sense. The galaxy had believed Deathworlders were dangerous because they loved war. They were wrong. Deathworlders were dangerous because they survived anything, because they learned control, because they knew exactly how much force was needed, and no more. The Galactic Council fell silent. No one spoke of punishment. No one spoke of rules. A new truth spread quietly across the stars. When Deathworlders arrived, the fight was already decided, and they had not even raised their voices. The station was quiet now. Emergency lights faded as power returned. Air grew warm again. The sound of alarms finally stopped. Crew members moved to the halls in silence, still unsure if the danger was truly gone. Outside, the human fleet remained in position. They did not celebrate. They did not demand thanks. Their ships held a protective ring around the system, steady and patient. The alien commander stood before a screen, his image sent to the human flagship. His hands shook as he spoke. "Why did you come?" he asked. "No treaty binds us. No reward was promised." For a moment, there was no reply. Then the human commander appeared. His uniform was plain. His face showed no pride, only calm. "Because you asked for help," he said. "That is enough." The word spread faster than any fleet ever could. Across the galaxy, the message was repeated. On trade worlds, on war worlds, on peaceful systems that had never seen a battle. The Galactic Council met in silence. They reviewed their choice. They found no excuse that could hide their shame. For the first time, the Council sent a message to Earth. It was not a command. It was not a warning. It was an apology. Humans did not reply. They finished their repairs, guided the station to safety. Then, one by one, their ships vanished back into the dark. But the galaxy did not forget. New stories replaced old fears. Deathworlders were no longer seen as mindless fighters. They were seen as something far more dangerous. Guardians. From that day forward, one rule spread to the stars. Never ignore an SOS, because somewhere in the silence between worlds, Deathworlders might be listening. And if they answer, the galaxy will hold its breath.